Hey guys, what's going on? Darren here, and welcome back to the F1 22 My Team Career Mode. This time, we're at Budapest for the Hungarian Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last round, go back, go check it out. We were at Paul Ricard for the French Grand Prix, and the race was a bit of an interesting race. We struggled in qualifying, but in the race, we took a new power unit, and, well, it was all going well right up until our gearbox failed. But if you haven't checked it out, go back, go check it out. It was a good race right up until the gearbox did fail, so it is worth watching. So it does look like, once again, we're going to have to maybe go back to an old component. Thankfully, gearbox number 4 has only got 2% wear, so, you know, we can go back to that, or even gearbox number 3, at least for practice. So we have got components to use. Thankfully, taking that power unit penalty has given us a little bit of wiggle room now compared to what we had before. So hopefully with that, we should now be in a much better position for this, the Hungarian Grand Prix, I should say, at Budapest. We're just changing in some old components. This is going to be for practice and also probably the race, because you don't really need a fresh power unit as it's time for qualifying. Yeah, as I was saying, before I got rudely interrupted by the qualifying intro, at Budapest, you don't really need a full power, so, you know, it can take a slightly older power unit component, and so that's what we're going to do. I mean, these components are still way below 50%, so they should still be providing us with full power here at Budapest, so it should all be good. You can see here, we're currently doing our second lap, so this is our second run in qualifying. And you can see we're currently down in P22, so it's not going very well for us. We actually could turn 6 a little bit there, but thankfully with us not having it on strict corner cutting, we can get away with that. Maybe eventually I will change that to strict corner cutting, but for now, I'm kind of just having a lot of fun with the game, or trying to have fun with the game, despite the fact that the AI is a bit broken at the moment. Yeah, so since the patch, the AI has become a little bit tricky in certain areas and is a little bit broken. And you can see there we run very wide. And you can see here we're currently 8/10 down. So, yeah, we're struggling right now. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to be able to do with this run. It's not looking like a good lap. Teo Pourchaire, our teammate, is down in P21. So, yeah, we may beat Teo Pourchaire, but I don't know. We are struggling here at Budapest, like we did back at Paul Ricard. So it'll be interesting to see, and yeah, we go ahead of Teo Pourchaire, so it'll be interesting to see if we can go one better than Pourchaire, but it doesn't really matter because, yeah, that was our best lap, and we decided with that we're going to take a new power unit once again for the Hungarian Grand Prix. So it's time now for the race.
It's race day in Budapest as we get ready for another round of Formula One action. We're not expecting too many retirements at this circuit. There are plenty of current and former drivers with flawless finish rates here. In particular, Ralf Schumacher, who made it across the line in all 10 of his Hungarian Grand Prix starts. 14 corners then for our drivers to navigate at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring today. It's 6 lefts and 8 rights around a lap here, with average speeds in the region of 120 miles per hour. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Verstappen, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Perez, Bottas, Magnussen, Fernando Alonso, and Lando Norris, Vettel, Stroll, Yuki Tsunoda, and Joe, Teo Pourchaire, Ocon, Alex Albon, and Nicholas Latifi. Mick Schumacher, Gasly, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Ricciardo and Bennett. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race.
So I actually lost quite a lot of places there. There's a potential, I think, for us to have started this Grand Prix in P16, P15, P16, around where Teo Pourchaire is. So, yeah, you know, we probably lost a few places, but you know what? It doesn't matter. We've got another fresh power unit. And with this fresh power unit, I truly believe now we don't need to take any more engine penalties for the rest of this season. So this is perfect for us as it's lights out. And away we go for the Hungarian Grand Prix. And I've got to say, since the patch, I have struggled to get off the line. I struggled to get off the line in Paul Ricard. And I struggled once again, and I'm not really sure why that is. But yeah, we're really struggling to get off the line now since the patch versus the AI. But luckily down the inside there we were able to dive past Pierre Gasly, Mick Schumacher and Daniel Ricciardo. So we are ahead now of our rival in Formula 1, which is Pierre Gasly, and also our former rival Daniel Ricciardo. And in some ways I do still see Daniel Ricciardo as a rival here in Formula 1. He is someone I do want to try and beat as often as possible. But as of right now, Pierre Gasly is our full-time rival now in Formula 1. So going round the right-hander, you can see here the two Williamses are already falling off the back a little bit there of Esteban Ocon. That's Albon and Nicholas Latifi himself. Yeah, they're slowly falling off the back of them, it looks like here. And Latifi is all over Albon as well, which is a very big surprise. Ricciardo there went for a move around the outside. He tried to make it stick, but there's no way you're going to get around the outside of there unless you've got a huge tyre advantage, which obviously right now in this race he doesn't have a huge tyre advantage. You can see it now rounding the final corner to start lap 2. And here we go at the second of the start lap. What? The start of the second lap, I'll try and say. And here goes Mick Schumacher. Schumacher was looking for a move, but we go now down the inside on Nicholas Latifi. And we get Nicholas Latifi and Schumacher. He's still going to go for a move. He's going to try and go around the outside of turn 3. Can he make it stick? No, he can't. So there we go now, past Nicholas Latifi. And that's us up now into P18. And I just want to say very quickly as this race continues, if you are enjoying these videos, please do, as always, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, of course. And yeah, if you are enjoying the videos, do drop a comment down below. I do read and respond to pretty much every single comment. With me being a small YouTuber, it's very important that I do respond to comments and try and get as much engagement as possible. So yeah guys, if you are enjoying the video, do smash the like button, do drop a comment down below, and yeah, if you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the channel because we have got a lot more F1 content coming your way, especially right now as we are in the mid-season break. So it's a good time for me to get out some F1 content for you guys. And yeah, so that's just thank you guys for everything you have done so far. But yeah, if you do like the videos, do, like I said, drop a comment and do like down below. Now, back to this race, and you can see here we are currently in P18, and we are all over the back here of Alex Albon. You can see on lap 3, we went for a move down the inside. We actually hit the back of Albon, but thankfully didn't suffer any damage. And here we go on lap 5, we're going to go for a move down the inside on Albon. Albon locked up, and that gave us the opportunity and the run there to get past Albon, and that is us up into P17. What a lovely, lovely move that was there against Alex Albon. Let's take a look at it again here on the replay. Albon locked the inside tyre, and with him locking up, that gave us the run to just send it down the inside, lick the stamp and send it Daniel Ricciardo style. And through we go past Albon. That is a lovely move. Yeah, let's look at it here from the chassis cam. And look at this, just down the inside. Yeah, he locks that inside front, and that just opens the door for us to find a way to blast past Alex Albon. So that is us up now to P17 as we go to lap 6. And here we are now. We are closing in on the back of Yuki Tsunoda, and we're going to go for a move down the inside of Tsunoda. Yes, we are. What a move that was past Yuki Tsunoda. Can we make it stick, though? Because Tsunoda comes back at us. He hits us. Wheel-to-wheel contact there. Tsunoda pushes us off track. With a bit of wheel-to-wheel contact, we have to back out of it before we hit the back of Tsunoda. So Tsunoda, he's getting his elbows out in this Grand Prix. He pushed us off track there. I love that aggression from the AI when they do stuff like that now. And now Tsunoda, we got the DRS. We're going to go around the outside, but Tsunoda, he blocks the inside. He blocks us on the inside, so we have to go around the outside. We can't make it stick, but with a second helping of DRS, we're going to have the inside line for turn 3. Can we make it stick on Tsunoda? Yes, we can. Through past Yuki Tsunoda and up into P16. What a move. What a move there by Tsunoda as well to come back at us and fight us. He didn't give up, and he was doing his damnedest there to try and block us and stop us from passing. So, well done. Well done, Yuki Tsunoda. Well done, Codemasters, for the AI on that, because that was brilliant. And you can see now we go to lap number 9. And my teammate, Théo Pourchaire, he's got a bit of a trolley train forming behind him in the likes of Lance Stroll, Joe Guan Yu, Esteban Ocon, myself, and Daniel Ricciardo. We're all getting stuck now in a bit of a, well, I was going to say, I did say trolley train, but it's actually more of a tail train, really. Yeah, Théo Pourchaire is holding up some cars very nicely, and that's perfect for me because that gives me the opportunity to send one down the inside on Esteban Ocon. This race is coming alive for Pulse Motorsports. We sucked in qualifying, but in the race, it is all starting to come up Millhouse for Pulse. And whoa, we go to lap 10 and there's some contact. Oh, what's happened there? Just as I was saying, the race is coming alive. Daniel Ricciardo, he licked the stamp, he sent it, and he sent it a little bit too hard. He hit the back of me, spun me around, and then Esteban Ocon had nowhere to go but into me, and Esteban Ocon is out of the Hungarian Grand Prix. And not only that, but the Alpha Tauri there of, I think it was Yuki Tsunoda, has just hit the back of Esteban Ocon. There's Gasly and the Haas as well. Major damage to multiple cars. The safety car is out. We're going to box in this lap. And it looks like my teammate Théo Pourchaire also came into the pits. But Daniel Ricciardo absolutely sent it on us. We've got floor damage now. But yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle there. We get a good stop, 2.1 seconds. But Ricciardo, yeah, that was a bit too aggressive from Ricciardo. It's actually gained him a place on us, but Ricciardo there taking out essentially Esteban Ocon from the Grand Prix. But yeah, somehow didn't get a penalty for that, which I found very surprising. Now we are back underway on lap 15. And some cars have stopped, some cars have not stopped. So you can see Mick Schumacher here ahead of Daniel Ricciardo has not actually stopped yet. He's still on the medium tyres that he started this Grand Prix on. So drivers who started on the mediums here on lap 15 are surely going to be sitting ducks for the likes of myself and Daniel Ricciardo. As you can see, there's a car going wide. I think that was Albon there making a mistake. But it's actually, no, it's Yuki Tsunoda. Tsunoda pulling off. Tsunoda is out of the Hungarian Grand Prix. It's all kicking off here in Budapest. And what happened to Tsunoda? It's an engine failure. The Honda powertrain failing Yuki Tsunoda there. So Tsunoda is out of the Hungarian Grand Prix as Daniel Ricciardo went for a move down the inside on Mick Schumacher and made it stick. So Ricciardo on the fresh hards versus Schumacher on the old mediums. Schumacher had no chance against Ricciardo. And Schumacher now is coming under threat from us. And I think we're going to be able to send it down the inside here on Mick Schumacher. We're going to go for it down the inside. Can we make it stick? Yes, we can, through past Mick Schumacher. And that is us up now to P18. And look at this ahead. Look at this ahead. Nicholas Latifi there loses positions to Ricciardo and also Théo Pourchaire. So, yeah, the drivers who did not box under safety car are really struggling. And we're going to go for it down the inside of Latifi into the chicane. Can we make it stick? Yes, we can. That's another overtake in this Grand Prix. Like I said before, smash the like button if you're enjoying this race, because this race is insane. As we go down to lap 17, and there's Leclerc in the pits, and that's us up to P9. We're in the points. We are in the points. Théo Pourchaire and myself in the points, despite the fact in qualifying we were P21 and P22. We are now in P8 and P9. Madness. This race is going insane. And here we go now. We exit the last corner. We're going to get the DRS on our teammate. There's some more cars in the pits. And we're up to 4th and 5th. The slowest car in the field is the Pulse Motorsport car. But Pulse Motorsport right now is P4 and P5. And we dive it down the inside on Théo Pourchaire. So that is us up to P4. Wow. Like, just wow. I had no expectations of this happening. I did not see this one coming at all, but yeah, this race is really coming alive, and it is a brilliant Grand Prix. As we go to lap 20 now, and look at the car that's behind us. So, yeah, we were in P4, and it was going very well in P4, but yeah, I don't think we're going to be P4 for too much longer, because we now got Charles Leclerc breathing down our neck, and Charles Leclerc is by far the fastest driver in by far the fastest car so far this season. And you can see he's gone through the final corner. Charles Leclerc down the inside. He's just got so much more grip than us. That Ferrari is an absolute rocket ship versus us. And Charles Leclerc goes through up to P4. We go down to P5. He's got to lap 22 now. And, well, it's time for his teammate to do the same thing. Here comes Carlos Sainz. We're going to try and fight it a little bit because we are fighting Sainz for position. But there's not much we can do against Carlos Sainz with DRS and the slipstream and the ERS. Carlos Sainz goes down the inside, takes P5 away from us. So, yep, we're slowly falling down the field, but we are still in the points. We've got 8 points so far, and I'll be damned if we're going to lose these 8 points. These are 8 very important points for us so far this season. We've got to lap 30 now, and we've got Lewis Hamilton all over the back of us. It took Hamilton and Lando Norris a long time to close the gap, but they finally have with 5 laps left to go, and Hamilton's got the run on us. We're going to try and block him, but he's going to go for it down the inside, and he hits us. Lewis Hamilton has just hit the side of us, and I think he's suffered some front wing damage. And yeah, he has. Look at that. Look at the gap through that one corner up to 6/10. Hamilton threw it down the inside and has suffered wing damage, and Hamilton has to dive into the pits. He's thrown it all away with an audacious dive bomb, it has to be said. And it's really backfired for Lewis Hamilton in this Grand Prix. He's gone now to the penultimate lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix. And on this penultimate lap, Lando Norris now is all over the back of us. And Norris, surely he's not going to go for the same sort of move that Lewis Hamilton did. That's going to be a bit of a daft dive. Here we go now into the chicane. And he's going for it. And he's hit us. Lando Norris, he's hit us. Like, what was he doing there? Look at this, he mounts the curb, mounts a sausage curb, and in mounting the sausage curb, it spits him off and spits him into the side of us, and Lando Norris has lost his front wing. He's lost the entire front wing on the penultimate lap. He hit the curb, and yeah, it just launched him into us. Yeah, look at that, it launched him off into us. He's lost his entire front wing now, has Lando Norris, and yeah, we've got front wing damage, but it's the last lap now. So we're not going to box. Lando Norris has had to pit because he lost his entire front wing, so he had no grip at all. George Russell has won the Hungarian Grand Prix. He could have won the race in real life. He didn't, but he did win the Hungarian Grand Prix in my career mode. And yeah, this is just crazy. So a few corners left. We've got front wing damage. We've got Bottas all over us. Is Bottas going to go for a daft dive as well? No, Bottas he's playing it smart. He's playing it safe. He's not going to go for a silly dive. And it looks like Pulse Motorsport is going to finish the Hungarian Grand Prix in P6. What a result for Pulse Motorsport. What a race.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners.
Yep, so George Russell wins what's actually his second Grand Prix of the season. He won the first one, of course, back in Miami, in a rain-soaked Miami Grand Prix. So this is his second win of the season, but this time he did it in fully dry conditions. It looks like Mercedes are back in Formula 1. So, George Russell wins the Hungarian Grand Prix from Sergio Perez in second place. Charles Leclerc finishes third. Daniel Ricciardo finishes fourth. Brilliant to say he started in 21st. Carlos Sainz fifth. We finished sixth despite starting in 22nd place. Valtteri Bottas seventh. Verstappen in 8th, Alonso 9th, and Alex Albon in the Williams rounds out a top 10. What a crazy race. Teo Pourchaire, our teammate, sadly couldn't maintain the pace and finishes in P15 with 3 cars DNFing from the Grand Prix: Latifi, Tsunoda, and Esteban Ocon. As we go to the Drivers' Championship, Charles Leclerc now extends the lead in the Drivers' Championship to 70 points from Max Verstappen. We move up to P11 in the Drivers' Championship with 21 points for Pulse Motorsports. Things are coming very well now for us, I think, and it's going to be interesting to see how it goes in the second half of this season. In the Constructors, Ferrari are dominating the Constructors' Championship, and we have a nice healthy gap to Alpha Tauri. So you can see here, we're just going through some upgrades and seeing what potential upgrades we can put on the car in time for the next Grand Prix. And also facility upgrades. It's important that we do get those on, I think, for this second half of the season. So you can see here, we're now just entering the mid-season break. And, yep, we want the points. So we're going to take the points. And, yeah, that's the end of this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, like I said before, hit the like button, drop a comment down below it. And if you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the channel for more F1 content. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. I'll see you again soon for Spa. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.